thrilled to get our next item. And parents and grandparents and aunt and uncles, if you're watching, you will be thrilled that you can have a wow present. Not a tiny little stocking stuffer, but a wow present. Enter Mark on his Jetson Plasma all-terrain hoverboard with LED lava lights. Now, let me just warn everybody, Mark, this is the only order we're bringing in, and it has a big price difference. So it should be $140 at the Q, even more in retail, but we were able to bring it down to $99.95. Easy pay is $20, but it's our one order for the year, and it's a big deal, meaning before it's gone is the name of the price. So the price is going to go away in a few days, and before the price is gone, you grab it tonight with the $20 easy pay. So lots to talk about. First of all, Jetson. We have Jetson scooters.
We do.
Jetson, in our garage. Tell everybody about Jetson.
They have a great slogan. They think every ride should be a joy ride. And this is a great example of that because they've added a bunch of things to this that a lot of hoverboards don't have. I want to show you one right off the bat. I turned it off for a reason. So it's called active balance technology. I'm going to turn it on. Watch what it does. It works to keep you on the board.
Wow.
It keeps you level. I'll do this one. It always is working to balance itself. And now look at the lights, by the way.
The lights are so cool.
So cool, because a lot of times LED lights, it's just points of light. This fills the board, and it's got all the 7 different patterns, and you can have it solid, you could have it flashing, you could have it waving in and out, up and back and forth. It just gives you so many options, and of course, kids love light. I mean, we all love light, but the kids love to ride it with the light. But it's just super sweet because on top of the fact that that it has this active balance technology and the cool lights, by the way, it's for all
ages.
Does it
move as soon as you stand on it?
It does.
I've never been on a hoverboard, and I probably didn't wear the right shoes to try it. Is it hard?
No. So look, there's a learning curve. Like my son's been on it. He does a lot more than I do, right? But you saw all I had to do, and that's why I go slow, he goes fast. All you have to do, it's helpful to hold something if you've never been on it, to step up. And then that's it. You just get, it's like riding a bike. You get your vibe. So where
you move and twist your hips is where it goes?
Yeah, you move as you lean forward. I'll show you here.
Okay.
As your feet go forward, you push down on your feet, it wants to go forward. You push back on your heels, it wants to come back. It's really that simple. And next thing you know, you're doing all this stuff, these crazy moves, but in the beginning, just go forward. You can turn, you can go back. So the little ones that are starting to get used to it, because it's 12 plus, right? They're not that little. But it's a learning curve, right? But it's once you get the hang of it, it's a lot of fun.
Well, and we all know kids are better at these things than adults.
Right.
So no offense, Mark, but if Mark can do it, your 12-year-old can do it.
No offense.
Your 13-year-old can do it. It's up to you, personal preference. But I know my 9-year-old, my daughter Bree, would love this, and she's a pretty darn good rollerblader. She's a pretty darn good skateboarder, and I know they're all different, but I can see her like figuring this out on her own. Helmets are always great, and you know, required in so many of our states now. As a mom, it was one thing to like get my kids into those helmets, and now they know to do it. But this price, Mark, it's gonna leave us before it's gone, as in before the price is gone, and it's just here for a few days. A hoverboard from a reputable brand with lights for under $100 with a $20 payment. There's always that Christmas where you need a wow present. This is the wow.
That's the thing, because at 12 years old and up, where are the wow gifts anymore?
I know.
It's gift cards, it's money, and they appreciate that.
Well, and the gaming systems are $300, $400, $500, so that's even wow, or that some of us can't do.
Wow. That's, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
But this is made for power. 10 miles an hour this will go with 220
Can it go slower
pounds.
If you're just learning?
Yes. I mean, look, I'm going to go maybe a half a mile an hour, a quarter of a mile an hour.
How are you controlling the speed?
So it's just how much pressure you put going forward and how much pressure you put going back.
Wow.
If I lean forward more, like my son leans forward more, he goes faster. And then
it's
you
almost
can do
like
spins.
the gear thing on like a motorcycle. Like if you push it forward more, you go faster.
You go faster, it gives it more juice. 220 pounds, right? That's how much it'll hold. That's the quality, that's the safety angle. It has a rubberized deck to keep your feet on there. It has that active balance technology I showed you in the beginning where it's constantly working to keep you balanced. So it's one of the safest hoverboards that we've seen, and we've been on many hoverboards over the years. And I control the speed. So if I'm not comfortable, you know, there was a time I couldn't go backwards. I had to learn how to do that, right? But I control how fast I go. Up to 10 miles an hour, up to a 15-degree incline. We live on a hill, our driveway's like this.
So you can take it outside?
Oh, yeah, no, take it outside. Absolutely, 100%, all terrain.
I was gonna ask you a question. How long does the charge hold?
So it depends on who's riding it, how they're riding it, just like a car, like with your gas mileage. So there's really nothing to say, it will last X amount of time. It takes 5 hours to charge.
Okay.
For something this powerful, they typically take overnight to charge. He's had some electric scooters and whatnot that take that overnight.
Okay.
But it depends on how heavy the person is that's on it, how fast they're going, start, stop, just like a car.
Okay.
So, but believe me, you charge it up. They can go play with it, charge it up after dinner, early evening, it's ready to go again.
Okay, and
Yeah.
I know opening presents is different for everybody, but it was pretty cool. One year, Santa brought a Power Wheel when we were little, and had already like put it together and had already charged it. You know, so there was no box to open.
Right.
We woke up that morning and it was just ready to go. So everybody does things different, but maybe this is even like ready to go and you don't open it, but oh, it's charged and ready to try it out.
Yeah.
Here's what I will tell you. There are some things where you're like, thank you, you got me socks. Thank you, you got me underwear. And you know that child needs them.
Right.
But is that what gets them off the sofa screaming with joy on Christmas morning? And then there's some things like this. A Jetson all-terrain hoverboard with the LED lights. Honestly, the box even shows you how spectacular it is. So once they unwrap it and see that it's a hoverboard, that's what gets them off the sofa. That's what has them coming in for the hug. That's what has them screaming. And that video that you watch 5, 10, 15 years later, the year of the hoverboard, when the boys went crazy, when the teen daughter was thrilled, like those are those Christmas memories. You got them a hoverboard.
Yeah, that's that moment they oh my gosh, they open it. I've
Yes.
missed those moments because, you know, it gets harder as they get older. And you're right, this is one of those toys, quote unquote. It's a
Yeah.
toy. It's fun,
Yeah.
but it's definitely powerful. It's one of those toys that will make them say, "Oh my gosh, I never would have expected this," because they're like, to your point, they're used to getting more grown-up gifts at that point. So kind of the magic of that sort of fades over time. But this is the one. You could be like the super cool aunt, the super cool grandma, grandpa. Like this is it.
Yeah.
And yes, you could ride it in the house. I'll tell you what. I was reading the reviews. There's so many great reviews, but one guy sticks out at me. He said, "My daughter has stopped walking." She rides this, he does too, rides it in the house. Go do your chores. Next thing I know, I hear beep, and then I hear the dishwasher being emptied on a hoverboard.
On a hoverboard.
He's cleaning
I
his room
love that.
on a hoverboard.
Hey, he's cleaning
Yeah.
the room, Mark.
I know,
Let's not
I take it.
complain,
Look,
right?
it's a win.
Well, and look at that Easy Pay. You know, it's $20. So it's a 5 easy payment plan. I'm thinking about this. So you'll pay in July tonight, the $20, August. So by December, it's paid for.
Yeah.
You know, you do your last $20 payment in December and you hand it to them. There's no payments after the holiday. The other thing to think about with this, do you know that when you buy Christmas in July items here at the Q, you're eligible for our holiday return policy? So if you're trying to make it a surprise, you don't know if they have one, you don't know if they're gonna like one, you don't know if it's right, if mom and dad are ready for them to have it, just get it, let them open it, let them be pleased, let everybody be happy. And if for some reason it's not a keeper, you have till the end of January to do your holiday returns. I just have a feeling though, just watching you, watching your son, knowing my own kids, the hoverboards came out, what, like 3, 4, 5 years ago?
been a
And they
while.
haven't slowed down. They are still all the rage.
They've been super hot. Yeah, they've been great. And partially because it's so much fun and partially because the older kids get to enjoy it, right? There's so many toys out there, they say 8 and up, but 8-year-olds enjoy it, but 15-year-olds don't, right? This is one of those toys that just everybody's engaged in. And look, I'm in my 50s, I'm enjoying myself. We've had, you know, competitions, you play who can get around the house fastest and, you know, do a slalom. And there's just so many things you can do with it because it will hold, like I said, 220 pounds. That's a lot of weight for a hoverboard that can still go 10 miles an hour.
Well, and I go to the toy section all the time at a local store, not to buy things, but I feel bad when the kids have to come with me to buy deodorant and laundry detergent and randomly grab something from the grocery section. So their little treat is they can look at the toy section before we go do our checkout. I see hoverboards all the time, Mark.
Yeah.
For $130, for $150, for $180, for over $200. I've never seen one from Jetson. I've never seen the lights. Even the white I like, even better than the all black that I see out there in that local store, for under $100. Now, before it's gone means, before the price is gone, you have to grab it. It's a limited time offer. The price leaves us in a matter of days. $20 on Easy Pay. I'm just throwing this out there. Does it mean we get more than one? Are there 2 children in our lives? 3? 4? It's up to you, whatever's in your budget, but that $20 payment, it's pretty darn cool. T57340. You guys can just hover your way on out of here. Thanks so much for being a part of the show. All right, my friends, real quick, want to take you to QVC.com. our Christmas in July sale, the big finale weekend. So go and check everything out on .com. You can do a little shopping. We call it Q the Magic, spelled C-U-E. We should have spelled it Q.